Welcome back. Jonathan loves to bet. That's the name of the channel. I am not telling you who to bet on. I am telling you who I bet on. And we got part two of the UFL, the Conference Championships. This time, last video was the USFL. This video is going to be the XFL. And we've got a very, very interesting matchup here. We've got the Battlehawks versus the Defenders. St. Louis is going to be hosting this game, and the series is tied 1-1. DC did win the first game on week 4 in St. Louis, but Saturday, the Battlehawks just looked like the better team after what seemed to be a 47-minute rain delay on the game Saturday. DC came and scored a touchdown right off the bat. After the rain delay, the Battlehawks just took to the field and had an amazing game. But, this game is such a toss-up. Here's my hot take here. Max Duggan, the guy who was in the college football playoffs for TCU, in 2023, you remember they played that game against Georgia and lost 65-7. So my hot take here is that here's a guy, he was drafted from the Chargers. He played no games for the Chargers in 2 seasons with the Chargers. He got dropped, and now he's in the XFL, looking for a chance to get back in the NFL. If he wins this game, if Max Duggan wins this game, he has a very good shot at getting his chance to go back to the NFL. And if there is one quarterback out of these 4 teams who has someone to play for, it is Max Duggan. He has a chance at redemption from this college football playoffs, chance to get back into the NFL. So you better expect he's bringing his A game. And also, if the Battlehawks win this game, they're hosting the championship. They may as well be hosting the Super Bowl. At least with 8 teams, they've got a chance. The game was also hosted in St. Louis last time, but actually, here's a script thing. To actually have a home team host the Super Bowl, that's going to just get views up, and it's just going to leave everyone wanting more of the UFL for 2026. Let's see. The record that they're coming into this game is 8-2. Points for is 231. Points against 163. That's an overall difference of plus 68. They're coming in as a 3.5-point favorite for the Battlehawks, and we'll see how they come out. I think they definitely have a very good shot, especially since they have a home game. I mean, this is the only team that they're not going to need to travel. If they win this game, they're not going to need to travel to the location for the Super Bowl, or we're calling it the championship game. So that's just my hot take. Let's look at the Defenders really quick. Jordan Tom never made an appearance in the college football playoff. He has been very, he's just like up and down. It's like, yeah, he has this great game and not. So he's one of those inconsistent quarterbacks. And we look at DC's overall record. They barely scraped in at 6-4. They could have been 5-5. They're just that team that's barely in there, Do they have enough to make it work? Because you look at other teams like the Panthers, very good offense. Stallions, very good offense. St. Louis Battlehawks, very good offense. And they get the Defenders that are just kind of there. That's why even they're ranked as the biggest underdog. The only thing that the Defenders have that's consistent is that beer snake that everyone keeps working on. Feed the snake. They got to start doing more of that in the NFL. One big stat, and this is why I think that the Battlehawks are favored here, is that the points for the DC Defenders are 225 and points against 224. This puts a difference in points allowed. The DC Defenders have allowed 61 more points scored than the Battlehawks. So it's obvious that when the Defenders win their games, they are scrambling. They also lost to the Roughnecks. And so, if you lose to the Roughnecks, they lost to the Roughnecks in Week 9, and the Panthers, I believe, lost to the Roughnecks in the last game of the season, so that's Week 10. And so here's my hot take. The Roughnecks have a really good defense. They're just a really good team that fell up short. I personally would have liked to have seen the Roughnecks in this situation. But, it's Houston. The Houston Roughnecks, if you lose to them, I just don't see them winning against the Battlehawks. What I wrote was, DC will need to bring the aggressive defense on a road game where Max Duggan has a chance to bring his team to another championship game, albeit not as big as the college football playoffs. Here's what I bet on. I am laying off the game entirely, except for this. I did a 2-for bet. So I picked the Battlehawks to make it to the championship game, and I picked the Stallions to make it to the championship game. I picked both of them to win the Super Bowl or championship game. So here's my betting stance. If both those teams manage to progress, I'll get to watch the championship game and be in guaranteed money. That there's no guaranteed money in betting, but if the Battlehawks and Stallions make it, I'll get to watch a game, and no matter what the outcome, I will be profitable. If only one of them makes it, then I've got a 50% chance. If for some reason the Stallions and the Battlehawks both get upset, I will be out both of my playoff bets. But I just don't see a world where at least one of those teams is making it to the final. So that's my ultimate prediction. And I'm just going to go on to say this. The Battlehawks with Max Duggan and how he has a pathway back to the NFL, I would slightly favor the Battlehawks to beat the Stallions in the Super Bowl. That's just, there's not a lot of statistics on that, but, I think Max Duggan is still young. He has so much potential. People would love to see him back in the NFL, and if he wins this championship game, he's pretty much given himself a ticket back into the NFL. So that's my hot take. All right. And we'll see you in the next one, where we will be exploring what is minus 110 odds and what does it mean, and how consistently betting at minus 110 would essentially bankrupt you in about 20 spins or 20 tries. All right, that's it.